guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, and today I wanted to make a pretty simple and easy recipe with you. I can't say that it tastes great or that it's amazing because I'm doing something I've never done before. I am making something I've never made on camera with you guys. Usually I make something that's a tried and true, or at least something I've tried, and I can say like, hey, this is great. But it sounds so good. I can't see how we're going to go wrong with making this. So let me just tell you that we're making honey lemon garlic chicken. What about any of those things sound bad or sound like we're going to mess this up? So I thought it would be pretty neat to do an experiment with you guys and see right live in action a fresh and new recipe. So you're going to need a half a cup of honey, a quarter cup of lemon juice, a tablespoon of soy sauce, a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, salt and pepper, a bunch of garlic, chicken thighs, and some olive oil for your pot. That's pretty simple and pretty easy. So basically, they want you to season your chicken and make this sauce. It's just pretty much all of the ingredients whisked into a bowl. You sear the chicken with some of that sauce in the pan, and then you transfer it to this and add more of the sauce and whole cloves of garlic and bake it in the oven, and it really does sound delicious. And by searing it, it's going to lock in all that flavor. So I'm going to season the chicken and set this up on the tripod, and we will mix the ingredients together and start getting a good crust on this skin. Okay guys, so our oil is good and hot. We're going to salt and pepper our chicken. The recipe actually only calls for salt, but I salt and pepper everything. So as usual, I will always attach the recipe in the drop box below so that you guys can look at it. I tried in my other cooking video to actually cut, paste, and copy the recipe, and it ended up being too long of a description, so you guys will just have to click on the Pinterest link and actually look for the whole recipe. So we're going to get this chicken in. Whenever you're searing something, you always want to do skin side down. This way the first temperature of the oil starts that good crust on the back of the skin. Now another key to getting like a really good crust is not touching it. Like everybody always wants to peek. Don't peek. It needs a good 5 minutes. So just make sure you leave it, don't mess with it and touch it, because if you don't touch it, you don't fool with it, it'll give a good crust on it. Alright guys, so we're going to let that crust up. I'm going to set that to the side. And now we're going to start mixing our ingredients in this bowl that they want us to put on top of this chicken. So first we're going to add honey. Okay, so after this honey, I'm going to actually leave the cup tipped over just because honey is so thick. It's going to take a little while for that to run out. So now we're going to do a quarter cup of lemon juice. Now it says you can use either, a quarter cup like this, or you can just use the juice of 1 lemon. Now I'm doing this because there's no way that the juice of 1 lemon is a quarter cup. I mean, that's a fair amount of lemon juice, so there's no way that it's just going to be enough for just 1 lemon, so I decided to use this. I couldn't actually find the big bottle in Walmart. I looked everywhere and nobody knew where the other one was, so I just got one of these little guys. I always use the line of these, so alright. So that's that. Lemon juice is in. That's 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. You definitely can tell that I'm Italian because everything in any kind of direction for a recipe, if it says a tablespoon, I always do like a tablespoon. Like everything's always over the top. So here's our tablespoon of the rice wine vinegar. And then it called for a generous amount of chopped garlic. I never have a problem with that. And it wants you to whisk it together, so. I'm going to use a spatula and just kind of get in here and get the last of that honey. And we're going to whisk. Alright, so now that this is all whisked up, I'm going to give these chicken a minute to just keep browning, and then we'll come back and we'll flip them, and then we're going to baste this chicken in this and flip them one more time so that we can sear this glaze on top of that chicken a little bit. Okay guys, so we got a good sear on this chicken, so I'm going to flip it over. See a good golden brown on there. Now the reason why I said don't touch it is because the skin will stick if it's not crispy enough to lift. So I always like to leave it until it gets that nice hard skin because then it doesn't really give me any issue flipping them over. I really like the crispy skin, so I hate when it sticks to the pan because that's all that delicious flavor that you never get to taste because it's stuck to the bottom of your pot. Come on, guys. Look how pretty those look, guys. Yum. Alright, so this is a little thinner than I thought it was going to be, so I got a basting brush, and I'm going to baste this mixture onto all of these pieces. Let it soak in while it's cooking the other side of it, you know, getting a good amount of garlic poured on each piece. And then I'm going to flip it back over just one more time and get a good extra sear, lock some of this flavor into that chicken, and then it's going to go into that original glass casserole dish that you saw them sitting in. They're going to go back in there. We're going to pour more of this glaze all over the top of it, and then we're going to take some of those extra cloves that I have and we're going to push them all in between, and then we're going to bake it in the oven. And okay guys, so I turned our chicken a couple of times in this glaze, and there's a bunch of flavor. You can see that this stuff is still, the honey and everything is making a glaze on the bottom. So we're going to end up draining off some of this oil, but we're going to leave a lot of that flavor underneath because we're going to pour this, whatever's left of this stuff, we're going to pour it back in here, and we're going to make sure that we bring it back up and get it thick, almost like duck sauce consistency, so that you can use that for like a dunk of the chicken when it's all done. So just getting it all, loosening up all the goodness in there. Alright, so we got a good sear. Everything on here looks good. Let me move this pan out of the way a little bit so you guys can see a little better. So here we are, we got them all in this tray here. And we're just going to take this handful of garlic that I have, just a few leftover cloves from what we didn't use inside of that sauce. And I'm just going to drop them down in between all these pieces here. And then we're going to take this mixture, and we're going to pour it over, and we're just going to leave that little bit. You see, it's all we got left, but that's what we're gonna bring up as a dipping sauce for later. And now that's it. This is gonna go in the oven now, guys, for 45 minutes. So I'll see you guys in 45. Okay guys, so I dumped most of what was in this pan out and just left like maybe a tablespoon or two of the goodness that's in the bottom. And then here's what's left of the mixture that we made. So I'm just gonna keep whisking that until I get it super, super, super thick, very similar to like the consistency of honey, so that you can glaze it over the chicken. And the chicken is actually already done and is out and resting. Look how yummy that looks. The color is perfect. That's why I love searing meat. Like all of that honey and garlic and lemony flavor got really seared in there and got a nice crunch. I've actually eaten one of the few roasted pieces of garlic that were around there. It tastes so yummy. And then I have my mashed potatoes boiling right now. So I'm going to get this really thick to that glazed consistency. I'm going to pull this off and then I'll plate everything and show you what everything looks like. Okay guys, so here it is all plated up. I absolutely love when chicken has that really yummy crust. And that was from braising it. So that is my favorite thing to do. When I make the Mississippi chicken in the crock pot, it does not call for that, but I do that especially on the thighs because I love that really good crisp. And they made you put that mixture that we made on there and braise it with that. So it really kind of locked in that honey and lemon and garlic flavor. I did reduce this down. I don't know if I'm going to use it. It's very thick, like a molasses almost, which is what they did say to do. And that's what it says in the instructions to make it like. But it's just a little too glazy for me. And I'm very content with just how juicy and yummy that the chicken is. And we just made some mashed potatoes. And we already had a side salad. And we're going to go eat dinner. So thank you so much guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button and let me know what you thought of this honey lemon garlic chicken. Don't forget to check the description box where the link to the Pinterest is. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye everyone.